Hello and welcome along to another episode of this FM21 Build a Nation story from Bangor City with me, Daniel. It's part 68 today and we are back for two big home games in two competitions. Firstly, we play a Europa League side in Larne, but in the SPFL Trust Trophy third round, a horrible draw, probably the two favourites for the competition going head to head. And then we're going to skip through the Colwyn Bay match and face Dynamo Kyiv in our opener in the Europa League group stage. Two incredible games in two competitions, and we could well end up in a difficult situation. If you want to find out if we do, please do put a thumbs up on the video and subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from two long-term stories. Of course, last weekend we had our match analysis special from this save, as well as the tactical one the week before. And we've got loads to look forward to. The live stream series, the head coach and the podcast channel in the eye above. Thank you so much for your incredible support. But let's go and look at these two big games because in truth, they don't get much bigger than this. The SPFL Trust Trophy, we finally started to win and dominate in the last couple of years. But we haven't faced Larne any point recently and they've now got Europa League money too. They're in the group stages, they've got a cracking side. And if we look at the transfer history, they've been a little bit quiet. So they're building young players, they're trying to build an academy, but they have invested in the past. Big money signings from their fellow league competitors. And that's what we want to happen over here. We want TNS to go and buy someone for 100 grand from Welsh and European, for example. We want that sort of thing to happen, but it doesn't look like it's quite there yet. But Larne, Northern Irish champions 2 years out of 3. Dynamo Kyiv have won loads in this series so far. So they're going to be two tough games. We're going to rest everyone for Colwyn Bay. And fingers crossed we get back in action at the top of the Welsh Premier League. Now we've actually got a 100% record this season, but because we've only played 3 games to TNS's 6, we're 6 points behind despite that. So it's quite a difficult situation. We've got a lot of catch up to do, and that will come a bit later on in the season. But firstly, let's look at the one game we played off camera, which was against Barrytown United. A 2-1 victory, a late consolation, probably made it look closer than it was. But Max Dean and Paul Glatzel, a goal apiece, and a good performance from a relatively rested side, I would say. If we have a look at the transfer news, because obviously we had the end of the window too, we're doing a lot of work off the pitch to try and increase our behind the scenes team. So a lot of work on scouting, on analysis, on recruitment, a little bit on the physio team as well. So we hope that will pay dividends later on. But if we look at our transfer history, not a huge amount to be done, but there was one addition on deadline day. There was also a couple of outs. So we were there last time as Cian Gwenault left the club for Dunfermline. We did though eventually loan out Keegan Riley. He'd started at right back for a few games, but I think he needs a season of football. So he's gone to Exeter, where he's going to be for the season. You can see in training he's starting to improve. He's got the right personality to do so. So we'll see how he gets on for a season in the EFL. To replace him, we tried to get Kai McDonald, didn't work out. So we've gone for Ian Hampson. He's on loan. It's a little bit beyond what we'd like to pay, but as it's only a 1-year loan deal, we'll take it. 3-star ability, 5 stars potential. And I hope perhaps by the end of the season, he can become McDonald. I'm a little bit worried about that aggression stat though. Positionally, not the best. He's not the ideal defender for us, but he's the best we could find. And he is an upgrade on what we had before. So with that one done, let's go and get into today's first game. It is Larne in the SPFL Trust Trophy. Unfortunately, not still sponsored by our favourite wafer. But let's go and make the changes to the team ahead of the big game. So we're as strong as we can be for this cup tie. This is the side that will play today. And bar Yesden Weaver, who's tired after international duty, it'll be the same one that plays next Thursday. Of course, remember we've got that long-term injury to Ben Cottrell. So Callum Maguire is our current number 10. And due to that left-back problem, we've got Dean Rogers in with Kieran Clark on the bench. Not quite back up to speed following that long-term injury last year. But if we have a look at today's lineup, it is George Wickens in goal. Hampson makes his debut at right back. Dean Rogers over on the left with Badebo and Alzabad at centre half. Archie Woods back in the holding role with Williams and Brooks just in front of him. Callum Maguire up as the number 10. And then Joe Duffy and Paul Glatzel. It looks like they might be our new combination up front. Max Dean is on paper the third best striker at the club. And he's behind in the goal tally. He's behind physically. So Glatzel and Duffy continue. We're not going to drop them for the sake of it because we like Max Dean. If they're the best two and they score the most goals, they'll stay in there. So that's the lineup we've gone for. We've got game changers on the bench. The likes of Cannell, the likes of Max Dean, even the likes of Benson and Lewid, as I've been reliably informed it's pronounced in the comments. They're there. We've got fullback options too, just in case the new boys and the cover options don't work out. So we're as well covered as we can be. And we've even got a youngster on there. Tom Jones continuing to improve very quickly, but that's not unusual for a youngster like him. Let's go and get into the first game of the day though. It's Bangor City v Larne, and this is the toughest test we've had in this competition for at least 2.5 years. Let's see if we can come out on top. We've got a warning to close down this striker, Sean Patton, who looks an absolute gem. He's electric quick. Maybe not the best finisher, but all the other attributes are very good. Scored 5 in 6 in the Champions League, 4 in 2 in the Europa League, and he's also started pretty well in the league as well. How are Larne doing in the league? Are they similar to us? No, they're not. I thought they'd just not played their games. They've picked up 2 points from 4 matches. Now, they've had a hard start. They've played Linfield, they've played Coleraine away from home. 2 sides that are very good. But the 2 home draws they would expect to win, so we might be playing them at a good time here. They're focusing on Europe. They've got one of our former players, Owen Toll, at centre-half. He's a good footballer, we know that. So I'll be interested to see if the best Larne turn up, the one that's been playing in the Europa League and just beating all of the odds like us. Or will it be the one that's been struggling in the league? We'll certainly see where they rank this competition. As Toll goes long downfield, Patton tries to chase. I love that from Alzabad. Just a little shoulder charge across his run. Stopped him getting in behind. George Wickens can roll out from the back to Badebo. Plays a 1-2 with him. Almost got in a spot of bother. Scott heads the ball away though and Rogers recycles. Into Ian Brooks. Back to Woods. Out to Rogers again. I won't lie to you, and it's nothing against Rogers. I'd feel a lot more confident if Yesden Weaver was starting. But as he is, he's not. And Alzabad's playing out from the back. Oh, it's a terrible bit of defending. Joe Duffy, 25 yards out. It's a brilliant finish from Joe Duffy. But an awful missed header interception from the left centre-half. And Owen Toll against his former club will be screaming at him. Nolan is the man who's missed it. And 1-0 is the score for Bangor City. As we're playing through the middle with Williams. Can it give us confidence? It can't. We lose it. And it's through to McKinnon at the other end. And George Wickens makes a brilliant save. Could have been an embarrassing moment there. But this is a very open game. Not what we expected at all. Anderson will take the corner in. Brooks heads away at the front post. And Devine will chase it to keep it alive. Works backwards though. He's forced back by brilliant pressing. And in the end, Toll just hoofs it forward. We've got a throw on the right with Hampson. It's been a wonderful start to the match. Williams into the back post, just over Maguire. He's got 2 with him, but instead crosses from the byline. Duffy's in and hits the post. Oh, it should have been 2. It's been a good start from Bangor City, but a wonderful game of football. And you could argue Larne had the best chance. But we've got another throw on the right with Hampson into Williams. His cross is blocked and he's cleared away as far as Patton. It's actually dropped quite deep, Patton, not playing through the middle. McKinnon's the man up there most often, and he finds Devine as he holds it up well. Beats the challenge from Williams and keeps going down the left, but the slid through ball is intercepted by Alzabad. The clearance finds Glatzel, who flicks on for Joe Duffy, gets himself in again, but he's shot straight at Chris Johns. Not quite enough on that one, and it remains 1-0. We've got a corner kick though, so can we make advantage of it? It's Williams who takes it to the back post. Nolan heads away as far as Brooks. 30 yards out, keeps possession, finds Woods, Maguire, to Duffy, through ball's intercepted. I tell you what, you can see the 2 sides both want to play football. They're not afraid to go direct, but they're good passing sides. And as we go up against them in their 4-4-2, it's sort of going to be the battle of the tactics. With half an hour gone, we're just edging it, and we've got another free kick here with Williams. He's about 30 yards out. It's a bit central, he might not like that, but he goes for it anyway, and Johns is forced to tip it over the bar. Stood his ground, didn't go behind the wall, and in the end that allowed him to save it. Williams will take the corner too, in towards the back post, and Nolan heads it away. Made that mistake early on, but no mistake there, and we're 10 to the break. It remains 1-0 to Bangor City. And we're back with just over 90 seconds to go to the break as Dean Rogers plays into Brooks from left back, chips it forward towards Glatzel, who holds up left side of the box. Can he get the cross in? There's 4 in the middle. Callum Maguire's one of them. The keeper had dived, he was already beaten, but the defender gets a block on a shot. Hampson recovers it on the right hand side though, to Brooks, to Woods, back to Alzabad, up towards Glatzel, who flicks down for Ian Brooks. He's got a man over on the left, tries to thread it through. Maguire doesn't get there first time, but Glatzel finds him the second. And Chris Johns is again to the rescue for Larne. And it's another corner kick. Can we get our second on the stroke of half time? Just shore the game up slightly. We can't as Watson heads clear. McKinnon recycles it, but he's fallen for Brooks, who wins the challenge well. He can't go backwards really. Goes sideways to Rogers. And at half time is 1-0 to Bangor City. A pretty comprehensive performance in truth. But Larne still had one good chance. And with the game at 1-0, that's all they need in a second. Let's go and see if we can see this game out. So 25 to go. We're not too worried about fatigue in this game because everyone's going to get a rest at the weekend. But I'm going to bring Luca Cannell on for Williams, who's had a pretty average game. We'll worry about the rest slightly later. So Glatzel, his big chance to become first choice, has had a pretty average game too. So Max Dean will replace him. And then we'll leave it 10 more. If it goes to 2-0, we might make a different change. But I think with Hampson struggling and tired on his debut, it's got to be Jack Hankin. We'll go to the tried and trusted. It's a throw in the right back area for Larne. Toll hacks it forward, but only as far as Archie Woods. He finds Ian Brooks. Over to the right to Hankin, the final sub. Can he find a Bangor City shirt in the box? Tries to go direct, but is forced back to Cannell. He's got two centre-halves back with him, but threads it through to Maguire. 1-2 into Duffy. Back to Ian Brooks. He's good from this range. Goes back to Rogers instead. Plays a 1-2. Inside to Brooks. Not really going anywhere. But he's finding a through ball now. Rogers on his left side. Will he cut back in? He doesn't. He chips it back to Cannell. Ian Brooks to Rogers. That's into Duffy. Oh, he's missed a sitter. Joe Duffy's got to score that. 6 yards out. No pressure at all. And he's put it wide of the post. And now Larne are on the front foot, and we could live to regret this. We've dominated the match. We've had so many chances. But Duffy nicks another poor pass. He's trying to skin his former teammate Owen Toll, who's done well with him actually. Long ball into the box is headed away by Nolan, and Devine can bring it away. Larne still got those two up front. Slip ball through, intercepted by Alzabad. But Nolan gets on the end of his clearance as well. Switch of play to the right-hand side for Watson. He comes over halfway. He's got the right back with him in Scott, and he chips it forward. But Abo intercepts for Rogers, and now Maguire. Into the centre circle, through ball to Max Dean, slides into Duffy one-on-one, and he's hit Chris Johns again. It's absolutely astonishing. I don't know how many great chances we've missed in this game, but at 1-0, we could well regret it. And if we do, we've got only ourselves to blame. It's been a dominant performance, and not good enough in front of goal. As Alzabad chips a long free kick forward. Maguire loses out in the air, and he's one last chance for Larne. Rogers heads it away as far as Scott. But we can't afford to get drawn out here. Chipped into Alzabad, brilliant clearance. Max Dean gets there. Great touch past Toll, and again it's at Chris Johns. Slide it either side, please. Oh, I hope our strikers aren't going out of scoring form, because this could be a real problem if they are. Max Dean holds it up on halfway to Jack Hankin. It's the possession we want to have with a minute left of stoppage time, but Toll heads it away to Rogers. Up towards Reed in the middle, Brooks intercepts. We've just got to cling on to it here. Woods gives it away with a long ball forward, no composure, and it falls for Rogers on the left. Back to the keeper, Max Dean chases him, and the clearance is flicked on by Allen. McKinnon's in, but Dabo's fouled him. Oh, he's given it the other way, he's given offside. I thought that was a certain foul and red card, to be honest, but thankfully the offside flag saves us. With 15 seconds to go, Alzabad takes his time. Hankin chips it forward, but it's intercepted. Rogers finds Armstrong. One last chance to get it forward for Larne. Rogers over the top, and Badebo's there. Excellent reading of the game. We talk about how important the centre-half's positioning is, and it's proven so again in this one. A dominant performance, but a cagey one in the end. And a 1-0 victory edges us through. I doubt if we go on to win this competition, we'll face a tougher test than we did there. Well, we are back to face Dynamo Kyiv. Let's very quickly, before we do that, have a look at the result of the weekend. And it was good on so many levels. We won 6-1 away at Colwyn Bay. And it's not just the fact that we won 6-1. Sean Banks got his first 2 goals for the club. Tom Jones got one in from attacking midfield. Max Dean got back to top form with a hat-trick. And to be fair, Jones set another couple up as well. So we really are starting to look good. And there's times in the league fixtures now where we can rely on 3 or 4 of our own academy players. There was also some good news in the SPFL Trust Trophy, and maybe a slight changing of the guard in terms of league reputation. Looking ahead to next season, we were hoping to overtake the Danske Bank Premiership, the Irish League, and TNS beat Linfield 3-2. A really good performance and a good result. Linfield have basically been up there with Larne first and second every season. I'm not sure European-wise how they're doing, not quite so well. But against TNS, a very good side got beaten. And that's exactly what we want to see. The Welsh side really making a fist of it. So maybe TNS can compete there in the future. For us though, it's a big game against Dynamo Kyiv. With them, Rapid Vienna and Botasani, this is definitely the toughest test of the group. And what symmetry that we've drawn Rapid Vienna in both of our long-term saves. We've drawn them in the head coach, and in fact I think they might have featured in one of the last couple of episodes. And now we've got to a situation where we've got them in this one as well. So here we go. You can see Larne straight above us. They're playing Ludogorets today. So it really shows how far we're coming, and as the UK as a whole. We've got 9 changes recommended from the weekend's win, so let's go and put those in and see what our assistant manager recommends as our lineup for today. Well, a couple of stupid suggestions, but generally the idea was there. For some reason he had Brooks in the number 10 role, even though he can't play there. So we've put him back in midfield, Maguire back in as 10. And we're going to have to go for Dean and Duffy. He got a hat-trick at the weekend. Glatzel didn't perform against Larne. So we're going for Dean and Duffy, the tried and trusted. I gave him a chance to become first choice, didn't I? So from the last game on camera against Larne, it's Weaver back in at left back for Rogers. And also Dean back in for Glatzel up front. The rest of it is exactly the same. So let's see if the outcome is. We take a 1-0 win today for sure. Here we go then. Are there any names we recognise? There certainly are. Dan Crowley's in there, Lewis Baker, Tahith Jong. There's some quality footballers. One of the things that really surprises me and impresses me about this side is lots of the others we've played from outside the UK. We've mentioned before the non-playable leagues. They've got players in their 30s. They're all past their prime. These ones, all very much at peak age. So I wonder if that's going to make this test a bit more difficult. But we're going to go and find out as we head into the first half. At home in the Europa League last year, we were brilliant. 7 points out of 9. It wasn't enough to get through though due to our away form. So let's see what we can do tonight. We're at the racecourse of Wrexham as always. It's a 4-4-1-1 for our visitors. And early on, they've got a goal kick just the second minute of the game. So long ball over the top. Alzabad's chasing. Oh, he's made an awful error. That is the worst possible start. George Wicken's flying out, sliding challenge. And the centre forward just rounded him like he wasn't there. Absolutely awful. And that's exactly what we didn't want to happen. And in the 5th minute, we're back again with Dynamo Kyiv as Crowley picks it up left side of the box. Delivery to the edge. Finds the centre forward. Now Bonaventura. 2-0 Dynamo Kyiv. Any hopes of us being like we were against Marseille or Villarreal last year are gone. It is a disastrous start defensively. One goal came from an awful defensive error. The second one from not defending the width of the box well. Weaver's been out injured. He is struggling for fitness. But that's not an excuse for these goals. Here's Bonaventura again. Already got the 1 goal so far. And we can see the difference playing against a side that can physically match us as well as technically beat us. But Maguire's through to Duffy. Can we get one back? Of course we can. Callum Maguire with a through ball. Joe Duffy with a finish. And I think we've got to bear in mind as well. We've got a weaker first 11 than last year. We've got Cottrell out injured. Maguire not quite as good. We've got Hampson in for McDonald, who we couldn't get back on loan. And that's not going to make it easy for us. As Brooks picks it up in the middle, it now becomes a mission of can we nick something from the game. Badebo finds Brooks. He's got 2 with him on the left. Instead can cross it. Does that early. Max Dean's there. I think he's offside. The flag's up and we're going to VAR. But when the flag has gone up initially, it's very rare that these are overturned. So we'll wait, but I don't think we're going to get the answer we want. We're not. Disallowed due to offside, and it remains 2-1 to Dynamo Kyiv. Well, at half-time, we've come back into it, but we've not seen any highlights, we've not seen any great chances, and we've not got that crucial goal. And that moment of absolute madness between Alzabad and, more importantly, Wickens at the start is going to cost us. Bonaventura, OK, Weaver wasn't fit, it wasn't great defending, but it was a good finish. We can live with that. The first goal's inexcusable, and at the moment it's costing us a good point. So perhaps we have to just target the Botasani games and say, can we get 6 points there? Can we make sure we get ourselves through to the Europa Conference after Christmas? And then work from that point. Because Dynamo Kyiv are certainly going to win this group. As Alzabad hoofs downfield to Duffy. Brings it down brilliantly for Dean. Skins the defender with a wonderful touch. Max Dean makes it 2-2. Scratch all of that. It's back on. Rapid Vienna go 1-0 up. Botasani are bottom of the group. And now we're back on terms with Dynamo Kyiv. One more goal makes this a brilliant night. We won a lot of those Europa League games last year in brilliant circumstances. But it's very rare that we scored 3 goals. In fact, I don't think we did whatsoever. So what a turn up for the books this would be. Badebo's playing out from the back again to Yesten Weaver. Here's Ian Brooks in the middle. Relying on him to make something happen. Oh my word, he has. That through ball is incredible. Max Dean was the man we brought back into the team. He's on the end of it. His off the ball movement is stunning. And like a flash, is composed in front of goal. It's 3-2 to Bangor City. And this is fast becoming one of the best comebacks we have ever seen in this save. It's a throw-in on the left-hand side for Yesten Weaver. Takes it to Joe Duffy, into Ian Brooks. Another one of those through balls looking for Dean. This one intercepted by the last defender. Up towards Crowley. Woods heads away. Weaver will challenge out at left-back. Can't give it away there and doesn't. Finds Ian Brooks on the halfway line. Through ball towards Duffy. The defender's missed it. Duffy's in again. He's put it wide of the post. Ian Brooks is opening them up at his mercy here. We're going to take off Woods for Harvey Lewid because, let's be honest, he's not had a great game. I would take off Weaver, but we've got no one of any quality, and we just need to build his fitness quick. Maguire in the number 10 has been average. I was going to bring on Jones, but do I want to bring on a centre mid? Or do I just want to stick with it? No, we're going to try and keep attacking. Tom Jones, the number 10, will come on. It's a great chance for him in Europe too. Weaver throws into Ian Brooks. Delivers early. Max Dean's there. Hat-trick for Max Dean. Brilliant play from the striker. There is no doubting he is our first choice. I don't know why I keep giving Glatzel the go, because Max Dean never disappoints. He averages about 35-40 goals a season, and he's got a hat-trick here on the biggest stage. Here's Berder in midfield. Dynamo Kyiv not given up though. Alzabad heads away. Williams brings it away. They've left so many men forward that we can just pick them off here. Hampson through to Max Dean. He's into the box again. And he's got a fourth. It is ridiculous. The cartwheels are out. It is going crazy. We'll make the final sub. Williams off for Cannell. It's one of the regular ones. But this is some comeback. 2-0 down in 6 minutes here. And we're winning 5-2. Tell me if you expected this to happen, because I certainly didn't. And we've got off to a great start in the Europa League. Maybe we will get through this time. Hampson with a long ball forward. Dean's in again. The defender is nowhere to be seen. Riznik, the keeper, gets out and smothers. But this has been an awful night for Dynamo. We thought we were bad defensively. Look at them. Berder gets the ball again. And if you go back and look at our Insight episodes, the tactical special, the match analysis, the blueprint moving forward is taking shape here. But Bonaventura is trying to change the shape because Weaver is not at his best, though he does block that one. Brooks goes long over the top. It's too easy. Duffy's in again. Great save keeper. But we're picking them off so easily. You'd be devastated if you're the Dynamo manager. As we've got a corner kick with Luca Cannell. Outswinging delivery. Overhit to the back post and Sorrow heads away. Crowley brings it down up front. Takes it past halfway. There's not much pressure on him, but we're hounding back. Brilliant work defensively and a stunning challenge from Ian Hampson. I feel like he's arrived tonight. He's had a brilliant game and he continues to do well defensively. Rebic loses out in the air to Hampson again. Brooks brings it away. It's a 3-on-3. Out to Dean on the right. He's already got 4 and he's into the box again. This time a little bit greedy perhaps. Into the side netting. But it's 5-2 and it could be 7 or 8. It's unbelievable counter-attacking football. Yes, then Weaver throws it in again. It's cleared away by the defender, only as far as Badebo. Down the line to Weaver again. Through ball to Joe Duffy. Back to Tom Jones. And the 16-year-old wonder kid. The brilliant youngster. Not officially a wonder kid, but by our standards he is. A Welsh League special talent. And he's made it 6-2 and scored a Europa League goal. He's going to be something else. Up to Joe Duffy on the left-hand side. This last half an hour has been beyond anything I've ever seen. As Max Dean puts a great chance wide. It could have been double figures here. It really could have. As it is, we settle for a 6-2 victory. We were 2-0 down in 6 minutes. It was disastrous defending. But that is the best comeback we've ever had. And it's probably now our best ever European performance. Bangor City 6, Dynamo Kyiv 2. Now let's go and look at the schedule and find out when we're going to be back. Well, a wonderful display and result. Of course, financially it's beneficial to the club. Coefficient-wise, it's crucial. But let's have a look at when we're going to be back, because there are some big games coming up in this competition. We want to show each team once, so we'll definitely show the Rapid Vienna game up last. I won't promise whether we'll be back for the 3rd or the 4th game. The Botasani doubleheader will definitely show one of them, but it'll depend on where we are at the time. So we will be back to face Botasani in the next episode, as well as what's likely to be a big domestic fixture. But if you did enjoy this episode, those thrilling 2 performances, please do put a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe down below for daily FM21 content from 2 long-term stories. There's links to all the playlists and the podcast channel in the eye above. And a massive thank you for your support as always. I hope to see you next time for a big game in Europe again. We've really got a chance this season. And I'll be devastated after that result if we don't make it through. I'll see you next time to find out if we get closer.